أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We are all welcome once again to this episode. We continue our readings on التحفة السنية بشرح المقدمة الآجرومية, and we are reading about the alamat that replaces the Dhamma, where Dhamma is not able to appear. We've told you that there is an alama asliya and there are alamat far'iyya. So there is a fundamental sign or a basic sign or a primary sign or marker for the nominative case, which is the raf'u. The nominative case, the basic sign or the primary sign for the nominative case is Dhamma. But there are certain words that are not able to take Dhamma as their alamatul raf'i. Those words, we replace them with other signs. And among those signs, I think we've done the first one of that. We've done the niyabatul waw and the Dhamma. And so we are going to look today at another one of those signs or markers that replace the Dhamma. Today we read Niyabatul Alifi and Dhammati, where Alif replaces Dhamma as the alamatul raf'. So basically in Arab, when you want to say wa alamatul raf'ihi, instead of saying Dhamma, you say wa alamatul raf'ihi al-alif niyabatan an dhammati. Jamil. Imam says wa amma al-alifu fatakunu alamatan lirraf'i fi tathniyati al-asma'i khasa. Said as for the alif, it becomes a sign for raf'u in the dualization of nouns specifically. When you dualize a noun, then the alif becomes its alamatul raf'. So I have a word like al-waladu. The moment I want to make it dual, then when it is marfu', I'll use alif and say al-waladani. Of course, for the dual, when it is mansub or majroor, I will say al-waladaini, which we will come to, but I'm sure a lot of you are aware of that phenomenon. Says تكون الألف علامة للرفع في موضع واحد. Alif becomes the alama for raf'u in just one place. وهو الاسم المثنى, and it is the dual noun. نحو أفلح الرجلان. أفلح الرجلان. The two men have been successful, or the two men are successful. The two men are saved. All these meanings applies. Aflaha yani to succeed. والمثنى اسم يدل على, defining the مثنى for us, says والمثنى اسم يدل على اثنين أو اثنتين بزيادة في آخره. When we say muthanna, it is a noun that points to two things. First of all, it must point to two things. And two things, he says, ithnaini aw ithnataini. So masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. Biziyadatin fi akhirihi, with an increment or an additional or a suffix at its end. Salihun litajreed. This suffix should be possible to be removed. It must be possible for you to take it out. Just like I think we did for the Jam'ul Mudhakkar Salim. Says Salihun litajreed wa atfu mithlahu alayh, and adding the likeness of the word to it, just as we did with the Jam'u. When you say al-muslimun, what it means is al-muslim, wal-muslim, wal-muslim. Three or more, it makes the jam. Likewise, al-muthanna is when you say al-muslim, wal-muslim, two. Instead of bringing the two, then you just bring alif and nun and add to one of them and say al-muslimani. So this al-muslimani, the alif and nun at the end, it should be salihul litajreed. It should be possible for you to take this alif and nun out and then عطف مثله عليه or عطف مثله عليه. Whether you make the مصدر يعمل عمل الفعل أو you make it work as مضاف and the مثله أو مثله becomes a مضاف إليه. أو عطف مثله عليه أو عطف مثله عليه, adding its likeness to it. So instead of al-muslimuna, al-muslim wal-muslim, you say al-muslimani to represent the two. Ar-rajulani bimana ar-rajulu wal-rajulu. Says nahu ذهب المعلمani. The two teachers have gone. Or the two teachers went. فالمعلمان مثنى لأنه اسم يدل على اثنين بسبب زيادة في آخره. معلمani is a noun that points to two things because of the ziyada at its end. And he says وهذه الزيادة هي الألف والنون, and this ziyada is the alif and nun at the end. في حالة الرفع, in the case of رفع. So we realize that the alif and nun are a sign of رفع. والياء والنون في حالتي النصب والجر. So the alif and nun will tend to yai and nun in the case of النصب and الجر. مثل example قابلت المعلمين. قابلت المعلمين, I met the two teachers. ومررت بالمعلمين, I passed by the two teachers. So you have the first one المعلمين being مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصبه الياء لأنه اسم مثنى, and then the بالمعلمين becoming اسم مجرور وعلامة اسم مجرور بالباء وعلامة جره الياء لأنه اسم مثنى. says وهو صالح للتجريد أي التفريق. This word attached to its alif and nun, it is صالح للتجريد. You can separate them, you can take off their addition. And then he says تقول معلم ومعلم. So you say معلم ومعلم representing معلمان. says وصالح لعطف مثله عليه أو وصالح لعطف مثله عليه. It's also possible for you to do عطف of the same thing upon it, just like we've seen here. معلم ومعلم. We've done عطف of the likeness of the معلم to it to make the dual. says فالألف والنون تغني في قولنا. The alif and nun suffices us from saying جاء المعلمان. When we say جاء المعلمان, it suffices us from saying عن جاء المعلم والمعلم. Instead of saying جاء المعلم والمعلم, you just say جاء المعلمان. So the alif and nun suffices us from saying the word again. Okay, they make it enough for us. يكفينا ذكر الألف والنون. says وكذلك في المثنى المؤنث مثل, likewise dual feminine. When we say dual, we mean all of them. We don't specifically represent the men. When we say dual, we mean every dual. And it says في قولنا وكذلك في المثنى المؤنث مثل حضرت الزينباني. The two Zainabs have come. So فالزينباني مثنى. زينباني is dual. والألف والنون أغنت عن العطف في قولنا. The alif and nun has sufficed us from doing عطف of مثله عليه. جاءت زينب وزينب. Instead of saying جاءت زينب وزينب, we just say جاءت الزينباني. خلاص, the two Zainabs have come. We don't need the عطف. So that makes us the second نيابة and الضمة. So you know that when you have a word that is dual, when you are looking at it being marfu, you are not looking at Dhamma. You are looking at alif as the sign of the rafu in al-ismul muthanna. Jamil. I think as we are doing, try to be memorizing the lines because it's just one lesson, and the lines are just one. So just like we did the one for the niyabatul dhamma, niyabatul waw and dhamma, you have the line, just a few lines, so you just memorize them. So you know just a few things. Even if you don't memorize them, try to know that the waw becomes niyabatan and the dhamma fi mawdi'aini, as mentioned. The mawdi'aini, know them. Jam' al-Muzakkar al-Salim, and then you have the al-Asma al-Khamsa. And then here, Alif replaces the Dhamma in just one place, which is the al-Ismul Muthanna, whether masculine or feminine. So when you memorize them like this as we go on, you realize that everything flows for you very easily. And as we said, there is an explanation of this same Ajrumiya. I've said that At-Tuhfa to Saniya is an explanation of Ajrumiya. If you see the Ibn Uthaymeen's lessons that I did is in audios, and the book is attached in the link. When you follow that, you realize that that is very expanded. So you realize that Ibn Uthaymeen's own sharh is wide, and for a typical beginner of Ajrumiya, you can go through that, though very lengthy, you can go through that, and this will serve as a revision and a quick one for you to go. If you've already built also from An-Nahu al-Wadi, I think built very well, I think you can just go with this one, and inshallah, you will all reach there in good faith and health. Okay, this ends this particular lesson. Till we meet again, have a very good Arabic time. Don't forget to revise and practice your Arabic. Inshallah, naltaqi fi halakatin taliya inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu.